Today we're going to be talking about our multiple literacies and project-based learning units. One of our fourth grade units that is going to be done at fourth and fifth grade, called How's This Place on Earth Going to Change in 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, or a million years. And so when we look at these units, we really want to make sure that we're looking at, these are units that are aligned with the next generation science standards, and they're also research-based that are telling us exactly what do we need to do that works best to help kids to learn. And so when we look at these units, as I said, they're meeting the next generation science standards. They also support literacy, the Common Core, as well as mathematics in the Common Core. The big thing about these units is that they are really helping kids to make sense of the world around them. It's really supporting the kids in being able to figure things out for themselves, using their literacy skills, using their mathematics skills, and using their science skills to help them to do that figuring out. And then we're building into our students this idea of thinking like a scientist, questioning, collecting data, analyzing data. All of those things that scientists do, you will see the students doing as they go through these lessons. So as we go through the lessons, all of our units are project-based. That means that there are certain particular features that are part of project-based learning that we've already talked a little bit about, but we want to review right now. One of the things that we know that is a big part of project-based learning is that the students are asking meaningful questions as they are trying to develop a solution to a problem or explain something, that students are questioning and wondering. Also, in our units, because they are aligned to the next generation science standards, we're always talking about kids using these big ideas and using three-dimensional learning as they are trying to figure things out. And those three dimensions, as you know, are scientific practices, cross-cutting concepts, and those big ideas, those big core ideas. That the students are using those practices that we just talked about, that they're always trying to figure something out, that they might be looking at particular text, that they're going to be analyzing data, that they're going to be making models, all the things that scientists do, all those scientific practices as they're trying to understand and explain phenomena. A big thing that you're going to see that I want you to be looking for as we're going through the lessons is how the students collaborate. It is through that working together. It's when they're talking to each other. That's where the learning is happening. So you really want to look at, as the teachers are going through, as you all are going through these lessons, how are you collaborating and working together in order to make meaning of what you're doing and explaining phenomena. And then there are supports that these units give the students to help them to be able to do those things that scientists are able to do. We call those the scaffolds. And then lastly, we want you to notice the artifact at the end of these lessons that really we can use to show that students are using to pull their ideas together, and that we can use to get a better understanding of what they are able to do and how they were able to use these big ideas to explain phenomena. So be looking for these things as you go through, as we go through the lessons. The second thing that we know is so important in these lessons is to support the students in talking to each other, really supporting them in being able to ask questions of each other, and in being able to get ideas, tell their ideas well, and we use these talk moves in order to help support that and to support students in figuring out. So as we're going through the lessons, as you're working together, I want you to notice how the facilitators are using these teacher talk moves to help support the discussion as you are working through the lessons. And so the different talk moves that we have, some are helping students to clarify their ideas. So we'll be asking questions like, can you explain what someone else said? Or can you tell me a little bit more about your idea? Can you give me more of what your thinking is? Making ideas public, where the teacher or some other student might be sharing what someone else said, or putting it up on, charting it and putting it up on the board. Emphasizing particular ideas that are really important to that particular segment of the lesson. Helping students to listen carefully to each other and supporting them through asking them, well, what did your partner say? Can you tell me what your partner described about this? Helping students to deepen their reasoning and really asking them to make connections between ideas that other people have. Helping students to apply their thinking to other people's ideas. How is your idea similar or different from someone else? So you want to be looking for those supports as we go through the lesson.